Welcome back to the Yogilife channel. My name is Pops, coming at you from my yogi cave here beachside with another 3-minute drop of wisdom on today, Friday, December 20th. This week our friend Little Yogi chose the topic of wisdom. Number 2 represents chapter number 2, and I'll come on to that in a second. But wisdom is defined as the ability to make good judgments based on knowledge, understanding, and experience. And Buddha once was quoted as saying, "One drop at a time, the water bucket fills," regarding wisdom. So it's my ambition on this channel to provide 3-minute drops of wisdom every Friday to help you make better judgments and live a more fulfilled and peaceful life, a yogi life. So the number 2 is every 7 episodes, the structure is that I'll recap those 7 episodes. In case you missed one, you might want to go back and look at it, or you might want to look at them all. So going back over our last 7 episodes, the first one that we had was on 2 wolves. And this was the story of an old Indian chief that's talking to his grandson about 2 wolves that live inside each soul, the good wolf and the bad wolf, fighting over which one's going to win. And the grandson asked the grandfather, which of these 2 wolves is going to win the fight? And the grandfather says, the one that you choose to feed. So there's some deep wisdom there. That was episode number 9. Episode number 10 came on the back of an election that we had here in the United States, and it was on the topic of common ground. And I described the common ground as being the fertile soil where solutions can sprout. So you can repair relationships, or you can sort things out when you come from common ground. Episode number 11 was soulmates. This one was happened to fall on my wife's birthday, so I talk about the value of soulmates, and you have a 1 in 10,000 chance of meeting your soulmate. So be patient if you haven't met him yet. If you have, then treat it with the respect that it deserves. Number 12 was player versus poser. Poser being someone that's insincere, player being someone that found themselves and is being their authentic self, and that's a player versus poser. 13, a personal favorite of mine, is your word. Everybody gets to choose to set the value of their own word. If you're like me, you treat your word like gold and you stand behind everything that you're going to say. Others kind of throw their word around aimlessly and the value goes down. So obviously treat your word with respect. It's one of the few things that you get complete control over. Then 14 was about make lists, and there's different kinds of lists. There's your goal list in life, there's your bucket list for your life journey, and then there's your basic activity list that you live on a day-to-day. It helps you prioritize and be more productive. And finally, the last one was healthy ego. So I talk about ego, as I didn't even really understand what an ego was, and I defined it as this little voice in your head. If you're in a sporting competition and you say, man, if I could just make this shot, and then you hear a voice answer you that says, hey man, you've done the training, you've got this, and then you go execute, that would be a healthy ego. We talk about defensiveness as being an unhealthy ego, and sorting out the two, and obviously choosing to put in the energy to have a healthy ego. So go back if you get a chance and check some of those out. But remember, wisdom is defined as the ability to make good judgments based on understanding, knowledge, and experience. And every Friday you can find a 3-minute drop of wisdom. And a pretty wise dude who lived 2,500 years ago said, "One drop at a time, the water bucket fills." So fill up that bucket, live a more peaceful and fulfilled life. I hope everything's good in your world. If you enjoyed this message, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next Friday with another 3-minute drop of wisdom. Namaste.